I honestly feel like just the youth. Like I can't even just say me, but it's other guys too. Like give a shout out to Qmo, but he has the youth. The youth right now is a big thing. The internet, because this is the day and age where you don't really need a label to make it big. You don't need a label anymore to become one of the biggest
It ain't
artists.
that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. Yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so churched up. I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it. I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning.
I'm on Lake Street, yo. When you poppin' in Minnesota, you gotta go check it out. Facts, okay? We gonna be on that joint
Live on motherfucking Lake Street, man. It's different.
I don't know how to say it. Say it. Say it.
Yeah, buddy, back at it. The Mr. Peter Parker Show is live on Lake Street. One time for the homie Southside Chief on the inside today. He's lived all over the country, but he's really a Minnesota guy at this point. 612 Day. Hello.
Thank you so much.
Clap, but there's nobody in the studio. It's cool. Just me and you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
You walked right in and you hit a trigger word with me. You were like, oh, I'm originally from PG County, Maryland, and I lived in that area, in the D.C., Maryland area for a few years. I have family out there. So I'm like, we had a good conversation off the mic about just being a guy that over there in Maryland, LA, now really been in Minnesota for close to 15 years out here doing your thing. Congratulations for making your way on to Live on Lake Street. This is one of the
Thank you.
get to know you type episodes. You're a young artist starting out right now. Can you talk about why you decided to go down this path? It's challenging. It could be very rewarding, but there are challenges in this right now. You're coming into the game a little late. Hip-hop's been around 40, 50 years at this point. What do you think? Why did you choose this?
For me personally, in my life, like I always gravitated towards music. Like growing up, my mom cooking, cleaning, we always played music. Everybody could sing. My moms, my aunties, they all could sing. My big brother, everybody just had that singing ability, just had that God-given talent growing up. So it's like music was always a really big thing. Yeah. And when I was younger, I just didn't really feel like I had that voice. So when I came in more into my own, like when I'm 15, 16, making songs or whatever, it's little throwaways, but you come into your own more and more. It's like, all right, I could really do this. So I always knew I loved music. So I started out, I gave it a try. Me and one of my homies, I was living whatever. We was just kicking and making songs, everything. It was starting to get some traction. I'm getting, this song got 1,000. This song starting to get some. Okay,
you can tell people are checking. You're like giving it out, but you can see it growing as you're trying. Okay.
Yeah. So I seen like steady growth, and it started to grow. People here and there. So I'm like, okay, that works. So after
what were you doing back then that you think? And not to jump ahead too fast. What do you think during that trial and error time that you were doing? What was the first stuff that was working?
Okay. I don't shout out to BandLab, but BandLab was like the first thing, because I was like, okay, everybody's making music. Everybody can make music now. I seen somebody, I think it was on TikTok or something. I was like, BandLab. I was like, all right, downloaded it. And I was like, all right, BandLab, this is the new thing. Let's try this. And I got on there, put a little beat on there, and I just got to recording myself, and that was like,
it's called BandLab.
BandLab.
It's a website. You hip to this, Chief? Do you know what the Chief has no idea?
BandLab. Don't put you on to the younger generation.
Get me hip.
Yeah, the younger generation. So everybody has their favorite DAW. Your Logics, your FLs. For the younger generation, you can't afford that. The free stuff is BandLab. So it's a free DAW you can use on your phone. You can use on your laptop.
And you can record into this.
You can record on there. Some people put together beats, all type of stuff. So you get some people in there that's really can do some industry level stuff. But
I'm gonna tell you, when last year I worked at Franklin Middle School at like a DJ summer camp, and there was a lot of middle school and early high school kids, and we would put them in front of like beat machines and show them the basics, and they were cooking up work, like amazing beats. So I get it. The free tools that you guys have are right there in front of you. So you get into BandLab, and you start to see that you're gaining traction through putting songs on here. All right, so we're going to take this quick break real quick to highlight our good folks over there at the Kitchen by Baked brand inside the global market. They got some of the best food out here in the Twin Cities. One thing you got to know about me, I don't really go to the mainstream spots. I'm all about the little mom and pop, little neighborhood spots that have the best food. Next time you're out there at the global market, you got to check out the stuffed turkey leg. They got this butter sauce. We're talking about the best wings in Minnesota. It's happening right now at the Kitchen by Baked brand inside the global marketplace, and they're a proud sponsor of Live on Lake Street.
Yeah, I started recording the songs on BandLab. You can put them out through BandLab, but I didn't really know how to sponsor. You were making them over there,
yeah.
Like that. So I was making them over there, putting them out on SoundCloud. So I'm putting them out on SoundCloud. I hit like one song. I think my first hit song, a song called Scat Pack. I made a song randomly. I was working one day. This is like what really made me want to take it serious, because I was working a job I didn't care for. I was working at a Speedway. So I didn't care for the job. I'm bored of life. I dropped out of college twice at this point. So I'm like, man, what can I got to get to something. You know, I gotta get to something.
Yeah.
And I made that song that day with one of my coworkers. I was like, record me, woo woo. And that song started going crazy, and I just started taking it way more and more and more serious.
You just saw that little bit of traction, was like, people care, I'm going to go with this.
Yeah, I'm going to go with it.
What was the name of the song?
It was called Scat Pack.
Yeah? And what do you think you did differently with that song?
I don't know. Me personally, like looking back now, I got a whole way better sound. I done found myself. So me looking at that, that's like some.
But it was, you think, okay, maybe it was just the consistency of trying.
I feel like it was that, and it was like the time period when it came out. Sure. Like, I mean, honestly, even now a little bit, the industry's kind of down. It's kind of a down period. Big so I feel like anything that gets to people's eyes, gets them watching, gets them looking, it's like, oh, okay, let's tune into this.
So how old are you right now?
I'm 20.
Okay, so you're really young and you're doing well at this. The industry is changing right now. Currently, like this week, there's huge changes happening. A lot of like record company people lost their jobs. A lot of friends of mine that have people that worked at Def Jam for 23 years got fired last week. You know, guys that worked at Interscope, and women that I know that have worked in the industry for a very, very long time. So like a lot of that was in promotions. There was the people that were bringing music to record companies, and bringing to radio stations from record companies. These were like the liaisons that would come down and bring the artist in, or call you on the phone and work records, and all that is really done. The radio shit is a little bit done. The record companies are changing. Where do you see people like you fitting in right now with your music and finding success? Because you say it is a lull. We're at this kind of changing point where the old model is gone. It's changed. It's done. We can't go back and try to get getting signed by Def Jam isn't really a thing anymore, right? Yeah. So like, what do you see? What are you doing right now?
How J. Cole kind of explained it was when that little like 2016, 17, 18, I want to get right there, he said the middle child. That was a middle child era. And now I feel like we're at that third child. That third child is coming. It's coming into the new wave. It's coming into what's new. It's kind of like, I get a nickname, it's the face, but I kind of say like right now, like the face of the new, because right now what's next is the new. You got to see like promotion and stuff is kind of going out, because you see TikTok. You see people, because
you don't need a promotions department. Like all you need to do is just boost it through Facebook or boost it over here. You're running your own promotion.
You can boost all your posts through Facebook, TikTok,
on your own.
Everything now.
And if you can't figure that out, you're washed anyways. Like that's so basic. Like it's literally like there's YouTube videos to this. So when you talk to young people and they say, give me a chance, it's like, yo, are you giving yourself a chance? Are you investing in, you obviously are.
Because a lot of times when I talk to like younger artists, like I'm young myself, but when I talk to other artists who ain't as far as I am, I talk to them like, okay, well, do you own this? Do you have your distro kit set up? Where's your distributor? Where's your publisher? Okay, do you, you know, do you know these things? Yeah, do you know these things? Because if you don't, then okay, your music could be good, but if a label comes around, you don't know these things, you don't have these things set.
No, you could just really get your music taken by people. Though literally, like I saw recently one time, a comedian, right, put up this thing on the web, and he said, oh, if you've got really the best jokes in America, send the video in now of your best joke, and we're gonna look for different talent. I said, yeah, I'm gonna send my fucking jokes to y'all. They literally are just going to take your shit and use it for somebody else's. So like you have to be careful when you try to solicit your music to people. If you don't own it, you don't own your name, you don't have it up, yo, they're literally just going to take your ideas.
They will take everything, because if you don't have it, if there's nothing in black and white, it's free.
All right, so this is an interesting question. Like, so you understand the climate of what's happening. It's a little treacherous right now. What are your goals as an artist in the next, like, let's say 6 months to a year? All right, so one time for the homie Jeremy Eggert. We're taking a quick break to talk about his website, Artwork by Jeremy. I know you've been really selling yourself short on the graphic design tip. We need to step up the website. We need to step up the flyers. My man has international clients. He can do all of this for you. He can make your content look fantastic, thumbnails, anything for the gram. He got you covered, okay? Stop selling yourself short, step your life up, and tap in real quick with artworkbyjeremy.com.
Peter Parker! My goals as an artist, well, for one, I feel like right now Minnesota is on a rise. It's on a wave unseen before. So I really just want to continue with that. I want to help Minnesota become the biggest state in the nation. Yeah. I want Minnesota to become the biggest because I really see that for the state. I want to continue to grow my name, continue to put out good music. I just recently put out an album, Heartbreak Kid 2. It's out now. Probably I got some more singles and stuff coming through. I got some music videos, been shooting music videos, music video for Me Versus Me that's coming out soon.
All right, let me ask you this. So you talked about Minnesota being a hotbed for artists right now. I've been working with the local music scene for the better part of like 15 years, right? I've seen like multiple generations come in, try to get a national look, not do it. I've seen people quit. I've seen people leave. Why do you think they haven't, outside of Lizzo or Prof or Atmosphere or Brother Ali? There's really hasn't. You're talking about a guy like Young Gravy did a great job. You know what I mean? Alan Kingdom done a hell of a job. Bobby Rapp's done a hell of a job. But realistically, it's not really a hotbed for talent like a Detroit or a Chicago or an Atlanta. What do you think has held the artists back up to this point?
My biggest thing with Minnesota is I feel like if Minnesota just stuck together, and which I see.
Stop. Let me just cut this off. It's never going to happen. It's never happened anywhere. It's never happened in D.C. It's never happened in New York. It's never happened in Boston, Atlanta, Florida. Unfortunately, just have to let you know as a veteran, the ideology that we're going to have this kumbaya moment and the artists are going to come together,
it's not happening.
I'm putting $1,000 on the table that never happens ever, because everybody wants to be a star.
Everybody wants to be a star.
Everybody got a thing. Now, I get it, but I have to shoot this down. And anyone that's watching this, if you think that this city's filled with haters, go to Boston and try to be a rapper. Go to Washington, D.C., PG County, Maryland.
And try to be a rapper.
Can you see PG County artists coming together in a kumbaya moment and lifting an art? No. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Now, are there going to be artists that break out and fans get excited about? We've seen this. But man, rappers coming together? What planet are you describing? Just I'm asking. Really, it sounds sweet. You're 20. How do you think why do you think it hasn't happened? Because nobody's going to come together.
I think it hasn't happened because of, well, for one, money, ego. Everybody wants to be a star, and right now Minnesota's one of those. I don't want to disrespect, say small market, but it's not one of the biggest markets.
It's no disrespect. It's market 14, so it's a mid-major market. It's not a major city. It's a mid-major that has professional sports teams and a great, huge artist community. But we haven't been able to figure out how to get these guys like you that are making urban music, that are not making backpacker rap. They're not making soundset style atmosphere rap. Those guys have seen success internationally. But why can't we get an urban artist in this city? What do you think that you could bring to the table that could change this?
I honestly feel like just the youth. Like, I can't even just say me, but it's other guys too. Like, give a shout out to Qmo, but he has the youth. The youth right now is a big thing. The internet, because this is the day and age where you don't really need a label to make it big. You don't need a label anymore to become one of the biggest artists.
I think that perspective too. I think that if you could say, forget about the radio, forget about the outlets, forget about those traditional media outlets, and really figure out how to get the fans the music and really get your shit going independently. I work with a guy named Machine Gun Kelly.
I like
familiar Machine Gun. Yeah. I hosted his first mixtape when he was really coming out, like 2010. He hired me to host a mixtape. And I remember he would hand the tapes out all in Cleveland, and when I got there to work on the radio, people at the radio station were telling me, "Oh, you hosted the mixtape we threw in the garbage." Like, there was a lot of hate, but he gave out like thousands of mixtapes, like all through the high schools, and he really infiltrated the schools. So when Kels got to the point where Twitter was really popping, he would go on Twitter and say, "Oh, what high school do you want me to show up to today?" And there would be a frenzy on social, and he would go over to this one, he would go over to this one, and there'd be like 2,000 kids on the lawn of the high school. If your shit isn't dope enough to do something like that out here,
it's hard to make it. If you can't get the youth,
if you can't really get them cooking and get people to move, what are we doing? I want to start a game with Chief called "This is something, this is nothing."
That would be a good look.
I feel like just by looking at the music and seeing it, I could tell you if it's something or if it's nothing. And there's a lot of nothing. There's a lot of nothing flying around. So when I challenge you and ask you what you bring into the table, because I see a lot of copycats, copying styles, copying outfits. You're a guy that's been around. PG County, LA, unique places in America that are totally unique. I want to see what you do with this Minnesota stuff, man. Big props to you, man.
Thank you.
I heard your music. Your melodies are there. You're working hard at this stuff. Where are you seeing your most success? Is it YouTube? Is it Apple Music? Where do you feel like you're the most action?
I would say right now Apple Music.
Yeah?
Apple Music. I probably see the most. Well, not probably. I for sure see the most
traction.
You see
the action on Apple Music.
Apple Music,
Apple Music, your streaming is up. Are you making videos?
Yeah, I got some music videos coming out soon.
Okay.
I just put out a preview for one on the Instagram a couple of days ago.
Work those videos. People really are excited about performance videos by artists. Chief, am I lying? They like it when you're rapping at the camera, when you're showing your talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I ask because this is, I ask you these tough questions, and I'm kind of putting you on the spot with this because this is the reality of the situation. This is not like a huge bubbling urban marketplace. There's a lot of action, but we've seen media outlets go away. We see people scared to book hip hop at nightclubs. We don't get the rap concerts that we used to get. It's dwindling to next to none. So watching hip hop go back to an underground level with the youth, with the community in the streets, I mean, that's where it started. And I think that's where it's going to flourish again.
But I feel like, as you just said, where it's going to flourish again, I feel like that's the best thing for it to go back to the underground because all it's going to take is from one hungry Minnesota kid to make it and just want to show everybody where he came from.
I believe you, bro. I believe you, bro. Check it out, man. My man, 612 Day. It's DXY. Okay.
Yep.
If people want, before we get into this, the big influences on you as far as artists. Can we talk about inspiring artists for you?
All right, so inspiring artists, before I get into like my mains, man, I had an up-and-coming artist named Jace. He's coming out of Texas, so he's been a big inspiration for me in my recent
music. It. Okay, go ahead.
Jace, just big inspirations for me, I'll have to say Lil Durk,
yeah,
Drake, J. Cole,
yeah,
Rod Wave, I would say Tuzi,
yeah,
Justin Timberlake.
I hear in you have a lot of melodies and good harmonies, but I like the way that you said the Jace Kid because you're watching people that are middle ground and you're not going, oh, Kanye and yeah, Drake and them are great, but like you're watching someone that's doing it a couple steps above you.
See, my thing is with like I always want to have my eyes open. I'm watching everybody at my level, be behind my level, in front of my level, seeing what everybody is going because there's hot ideas everywhere. Everybody has something.
And not to shoot you down from before about the people coming together. The person that can make the right music and do the right stuff will bring people together. But we just haven't seen it yet. And there's been a lot of great artists and a lot of great people, and we haven't seen this kind of rallying around one guy. It's a challenge. It's a
honestly,
challenge.
Recently I've been seeing it. So hopefully
Where?
I want to. I want to speak this into existence now. So just
Please,
when this happens, so
when
this person blows in Minnesota rallies behind them, I can say
yes.
But I would say Cuomo. Cuomo.
Cuomo? You hip to Cuomo?
Yeah, Cuomo. I say the youth is behind him, and I would say from what I've seen, Minnesota as a whole is.
So you think Cuomo? Shout out to Q. We got to get him in here. You think Cuomo could potentially have the traction?
I think for sure. I think it's him, A-Dot, it's some other guys, him, A-Dot, Trason Green. It's a couple guys who they got that.
Yo, this is why you're here. We need this information. Shout out to you. Yo, do it right, man. Bring them together, man.
I want to.
612 Day. How do they follow you on social media, man?
If y'all want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram at 612day 2x_. That's my Instagram, should be Facebook, Snapchat. I got Snapchat official 612day. I got everything. YouTube 612 day.
You better. Someone asked me last week, they're like, "You have Insta?" I was like, "Imagine I didn't."
You're verified.
Yo, fam, imagine I didn't have Instagram. You know what I mean? Like, ask me better questions, please. No, and look, I gotta be tough on you 20 years old coming in here, man. I gotta be tough on you.
Oh, no, and I don't want it easy.
Come on, man. You gotta make it happen, boy.
I will.
My dog, man. Shout out to 612 Day.
Man, shout out to Mr. Peter Park.
I ain't seen them come together yet, man. The Kumbaya moment is tough. That's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of, it's show business. It's not always show feelings. It's not always show friends.
And that's probably the hardest part, is that it's always a business.
Yeah, dude.
And that's the biggest thing.
It's hard, but then it's like, okay, but if you're playing basketball on a certain level, it's a business too. You play any sort of college ball, you're like, oh, wow, people are getting paid around me. You know what I mean?
The thing is, with it is, you just got to find people with your common goals. It's all a business. We all trying to get, everybody wants to cut, everybody wants to get paid, everybody wants to be the biggest. But if you find people with your common goals, it's going to be much easier to get along that road.
Best advice I could give you, I gave this to Mod's son years ago, and it changes the career. I felt like it was really helpful for him. Instead of chasing a fan base, look to build a friend base so large that it becomes uncomfortable and you have to kind of put the ropes up. You have to step back. If you look at it like each individual is like a connection, and you can build that, and you care of it like a friend base rather than a fan base, the shit will flourish. If you treat people like, they're disposable, they treat you like they're disposable.
That's why, and I like that you gave that advice, especially in front of the camera too, because that's a lot of things I've seen with a lot of artists is they get big and they get popping, they just forget about the people who made them. They show
their true colors too. I think any sort of fame, someone's real character comes out, because now they're like, I can act however I want.
Oh yeah, I got money now. I don't need to be humble anymore.
Bro, we've seen it time and time again, and the ones highest up usually are the coolest. Like, so if someone's really established and been around, I remember I was in New York this summer, and Flo Rida was having dinner at this event I was at. Next to no security, smiles for days, had just cut this crazy multi-million-dollar lawsuit deal that won all this money. And crazy, look him up. He won a crazy settlement. He was mad, relaxed, and friendly. And you're like, oh, you're the richest guy in the room. But the guys that are trying to be tough, all type of fake jewelry, crazy looks on their face, goons galore, Balenciaga.
Man, this is the one thing I always say, man. Real.
Don't force it. If it's really for you, it'll happen. Good luck to you, man. We'll see you again. That's it. My name is Mr. Peter Parker, live on Lake Street. Follow my man at 612day. One more time, social media.
At 612day2x_.
Yeah.
Catch me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat.
If you Google them, it's 612DXY.
Yeah, everything.
And all this shit will pop up. Just Google them, man. Live on Lake Street. We out here. Heavy hitters.
Is that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip. Now I'm on top. I'm Southside Chief, homie. Yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so churched up. I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it. I ain't been to the booth in a minute. Niggas hate the fact that I'm winning.
I'm on Lake Street, yo. When you poppin' in Minnesota, you gotta go check it out. Facts, okay? We gonna be on that joint
live on motherfucking Lake Street, man. It's different.
I don't know how to say it. Say it.